Okay, so for me, my parents were never, like, well, they are now, but before, when I was growing up, they were like, games are a waste of time, but I remember my dad, like, threw our GameCube, like, across the street.
Oh, no.
Crazy. I was like, dude, when that happened, I looked at my brother, dude, that just happened, like, that's crazy.
Was it still playable?
Yes.
It was the
GameCube is the best. No, GameCube is like, I still think GameCube was one of the best consoles ever. Anyways, we won't get into that too much. Yeah, he's also like throwing our computer and like the whole like case broke. I don't know. Anyways, he's a lot better now. It's okay. He's a lot better. Trust me. He was never abusive. I just want to get that straight. It was just
except
to the game.
Yeah.
Big city of dreams, I'm cruising. We playing the game and not losing. Been paying the name and ain't changing a thing except won't accept all the rules in it. I'm a fool made bull, no mule in it. Hella cool, sharp tools on full limits. Dope record, go call Guinness. This moment, let's own it, yeah, we all in it. Fire to go, 3, turn 1 to go, 1.
Are you guys all younger siblings?
I have an older brother.
I have an older brother.
You
And
all have
sister.
older brothers?
There's an LCS phenomenon, or not even LCS. I'm pretty sure it's just like pro gamer phenomenon. That like they all have older brothers, and you could go around like I know for sure it's the LCS. It's like 95% of the players have older
Holy
brothers.
shit.
95. There's only one who doesn't have an older brother.
Stat.
Dude, yeah, we need the stats, but I'm serious. Like it's some like childhood thing, like watching your brother play games while we grew up or something.
That's why they teach kids languages really early if they want their kid to learn a lot of languages. It's like because your brain I don't know. It could be. I mean, I'm getting too into it, but it could be. You never know because you learn stuff a lot.
All those
quicker
chess
when you're
players who
young.
are really good, they all started as a
exactly.
kid.
Piano.
I've been hard stuck 800 in chess for years.
Same with piano.
I'm too old.
200 above me.
My older siblings are why I got into gaming too, because I have two older brothers and they're like 14 and 10 years older than me, so you can imagine. So like I was playing with high schoolers and playing Street Fighter, and I'd play so much. I had this thing where like I would fold the tissue in a square and then put a Band-Aid so it could like be more smooth.
Damn.
With my thing, and I would play so much because it would get like sore.
Wow.
I was like super hardcore, you know. I wanted to beat them, and then finally when like, because I come from RTS, I played StarCraft 2 competitively.
Oh shit! What race?
Terran.
Disgusting.
Dang. Well, I played all of them to Masters
I was
level.
Protoss.
I was
What was
Protoss
highest?
Masters, my man.
Okay, but Terran's the best, you know. But anyways, it was because I wanted to beat them. Like I grew up playing RTS, and then one day I remember I saw them. I remember telling my older brother, who's like in college, and I'm only like a little kid, you know, not even elementary school. I was like, you suck. I was like, you're so bad. You think you're so good, but you're so bad. You know, I remember on BNet. I was like, you don't even play on BNet. You just play like on the campaign. I was like, you don't even know. You don't even know what good is.
That's actually a perfect example.
What was it like when you first got into the pro scene? Because you're back from the old days, like me, where things look a lot different nowadays than they did back then.
Yeah, I was in season 1, like here's how it started. I didn't even know LCS was a thing until so suddenly Scar was like, hey, so you're gonna be in LA in a week, right? I was like, what are you talking about? I was about to pay for my second. This was in winter break, in between school semesters. I was going to uni at the time, and I was like, what are you talking about? I was like literally on my like payment portal for school, like about to like pay for my next tuition. He was like, yeah, we need you here to play, man. LCS, are you? He was like, oh, what language can I use here? He said something that's not PC anymore about, you know, not in a rhetorical way. I appreciate it at the time. Anyways, you know what he said. So I talked to my parents. Of course, they disapprove. I don't even know why I bothered asking my parents. They're like, no, you have to go to school. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. And the next, talked to my other parent, AKA my dean, and I was like, hey, I'm going to take a break. How long do I have to come back for my credits? Like 5 years. I was like, okay, I'll probably do that. Or I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, right? So then I just pack up. I told my roommate I was moving out. I leave like 3 days later, just straight shot to LA. Like I was probably half, like 10 hours of the drive, I was like adrenaline like pumping because I was like what, like 18, 19 and just driving across the country for like something that just formed. Like I didn't even know. I just trusted Scar a lot. Like, I mean, I owe him a lot. Like just, he is so supportive. Like I didn't even have enough gas money at the time. He's like, yeah, I'll just wire you $1,000. I was like, okay, I'll pay you back. He was like, no, don't worry about it.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. Yeah, I only had like 200 in my name at the time too. And then the car I actually took to LA was a car my mom bought me because she was like, okay, you have two options. You can stay on a dorm or near campus, or you can commute and I'll get you like a used car. So I took the car, right? And that's the car 2 weeks later after I got that car, I drove that to LA. That's the car I drove to LA.
Oh, damn.
Well, you were commuting.
It was all meant to be.
We didn't even have a place to stay yet because the team houses were still like being set up. And I stayed with my cousin for actually like the first 3 weeks of LCS.
Really?
So I was driving and she lived in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
If you don't know where that is,
know
it's like
that.
two and a half hours away. So every weekend I was driving 2.5 hours,
Crazy.
5 hours round trip for LCS, just to this, not this studio, it was the other one. It's actually just down the street, Centinela. And then, yeah, we did really well. So I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Like, and when I told my brother, he was like, dude, he was so proud. I was so happy too. He was like, man, Alan, I knew this would happen to you because I actually, when I first started playing MOBAs was Dota. And I actually
And
just
Han, right?
Yeah, and Han, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually professional Han before League. And then, but yeah, for Dota, I actually watched my brother play that for a year straight before I even started playing it because I was just curious. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna watch. And then a year later, he said I just picked it. I don't really remember as clearly as him because I was, I don't know, like 10 or 11. He was like, yeah, you just watched me for a year and then you're already better than me when you started playing. I was like, really?
How did you know Skara? Were you like roommates or
okay,
friends?
here's how
or?
I actually joined the team. I met him through first I met Scar just for a split second. He was just an acquaintance at the time. I met him through a good friend of mine, Donald, who actually works IT at
Donald.
yeah, Donald, yeah,
Donald
IT
Chan.
for
Yeah.
esports. Yeah, Donald Chan. He always spams double it when he shows up on
Yeah.
the screen. Anyways, I met him through Scar because they're both from Houston. And then, but that was really it. But the real reason how I tried out for the team is, if y'all know back then where Dom got banned. So they were rock solid at the time, and Dom got banned for toxicity, I think it was. And then Crumbs was playing top and moved back to jungle because Dom got banned. And then I just went to I kept up with the news at the time, and then I ran to Skara in a solo queue game. I was like, yo, this is my tryout game. Watch me play top because back then it was just pick order, and I like to fill all the time. There was no role designation. It's just everybody was playing. You don't remember the Adobe Air client? That was
of
the good old
Yeah,
days.
good stuff.
So much better.
Tell me
Yeah.
you play Singe. Did you play Singe?
No, I didn't play Singe at the time. We'll get to the Singe part later if we get there.
Yeah.
But then I was, this is my tryout game. He was like, are you serious? And I was like, I didn't say anything back. I was just trolling. I was just going to school at the time. I was like, whatever, right? I ended up going like 10-0 that game on Cho'Gath. I was just playing Cho'Gath. I don't even think he was mad or anything. And then Scar was like, wait, are you serious? And I was like, sure, yeah, what do I do? But I wasn't really even serious. I just wanted to try out to see if I could make it on the team. I wasn't even planning to join the team the whole time. And then, I played a tryout game, and I ended up getting a pentakill. This is actually kind of like, this might discredit this. I got really lucky because Kha'Zix just got released at the time, and he was just broken. He was just straight broken. If you remember release Kha'Zix, you could play him any role, and he was OP. I even got, this is crazy, I even got first blood. I was against Void Boy top. He was playing Aurelia. But whatever, it's fine, right? But then Kha'Zix was so broken that I got a pentakill around Dragon, and then I remember Cutie in our game was like, y'all suck. Y'all got first blooded by a random we picked up. Y'all got pentacled by a random we just picked up. Like, y'all suck. Dude, Cutie was, holy shit, I miss playing with him so much.
1 foot in the government, 1 foot in the soul. Mix up all the rubbish, then turn that grit to gold.
I remember like Darius had an interview. He was like, he was like, so who do you like look up to? I was like, I think Kiwi's great. You could probably find the interview on YouTube. And I was like, damn, man. Like, I was just some like nobody, and like, Darius was so popular. Like, even before LCS, right? Darius was like he was a monster.
That's so funny.
Love that guy, by the way.
I had almost the exact same thing happen, but with the odd one. Because it was
really?
the same
Yeah,
thing.
'cause
Like,
you just started?
Yeah, season 2 TSM. Like, they were on top of the world. I think we played them like 30 games, and we only lost like 2 games to them.
Yeah.
This is while they were the best team in NA, before our qualifier. And he's like, at the very end of a GameCare episode, he's just like, yeah, we started scrimming this new team, and I don't know if they're just god tier good or we suck, but like we just can't win or something like that. And it was like the best feeling ever when I watched that. I replayed it 20 times.
Yeah. I know, I was like, what do you say?
Yeah.
And then like that was so nice. He was like went up to me like asked for tips too. I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like I'm getting Darius tips. Like I don't even know what's happening.
When you were winning on C9, you're like playing like champs that people weren't playing. Like, like you were playing.
Yeah.
You were like not
like,
cheering
like
God,
season
Zach
3,
God.
season 4, that was a little different.
Dude,
I think our competition just wasn't really so long ago, man. People back then, like, they didn't know how to play.
Yeah. How did you learn how to play then? Because you played very differently than every other jungler at the time
You're just
too.
faster.
So like, who were you? How were you learning?
So what I credit to was just like our team, because I think I got a lot of credit on C9, and it's not that I think I got carried or played bad or anything, but like it wouldn't have been possible without my teammates, because everyone just had such a good mentality of, you know, just A, playing for the team, and B, just dealing with stuff that goes bad. And that's something that I feel like those skills transcend even to today. It's like probably even outside of League of Legends, just being on a team, it's so important because, you know, there are a lot of players that have shown up over the years who will consistently get good stats, look really good, but it's someone I would never want to play with because it seems like they value themselves over the team. Like if you can get a 10 CS lead for yourself, they would value that over like a 20 CS lead for their teammate. And to me, I'm like, that's really troll. Your whole team is just not getting that, you know, 10 CS we could have had. Viewing an advantage for anyone on the team rather than just yourself as an equal, I think is something that we had that on C9. It's like everyone would play for each other. If you had a bad time, it wasn't like everyone was sitting there being like, I hate my jungler, which is where we're at today.
When I was actually in academy, I played underneath Froggen. And like I learned everything I knew how to play the game from Froggen. And Froggen is like this exact kind of player you were talking about, where he's like very focused on himself, very focused on like his individual lead. And like that's kind of how I learned to play. And then I got thrown into LCS. And then the players I was playing with was Dardoch and Huni. And so like if I went into that team and I was like, yeah guys, like I'm the Chad here. I'm gonna be getting my CS lead in the mid lane. I'm never leaving. Like it wouldn't have flown. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't have worked at all. So then I kind of just figured out like, well, if I want to be successful, I kind of need to start playing a much different style, and I need to like focus more on like my teammates' leads and stuff like that. And I would say that's where I kind of learned how to get good at that style, and it ended up working pretty well. So.
Did you like that, having those options of different people can carry instead of like one is always carrying? Right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think having stuff like that is like. Oh, actually, you know what? It makes the game harder, and it makes the egos within the team a bit difficult. But if you can manage it, that's like the ideal team, right? If like multiple people can carry.
Play through different rules, or.
I think that idea of like being able to play that style, because I've always thought you're a great player. Like I still think you would do very well in LCS, but it's like when you play that style where you're willing to sacrifice for your team, when you lose, you look pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because you know your team doesn't have many resources and you're not getting any of them. So like you're gonna look real bad. It's easy to be scapegoated, which is why I think a lot of players don't do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I think the best team. It's not like you have certain players who are always sacrificing. I think it needs to be like you know, at any given point, anybody is comfortable being the carry or you know supporting someone else carrying.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is rare.
Yeah,
that's very rare.
That's
Because that requires the ego to be set aside, your KDA, all the things, right? Comments on Reddit, everything you're saying. You can be a good team player, but then your stats itself don't look good, and it's hard. But it's so important because meta changes so much and what role it can carry and all of that.
I think it's something that's really hard to find in NA, honestly. It's just like a lot of players are not willing to be great teammates, and I feel like
because it doesn't show up on a stat screen.
Not at all.
It's an intangible. It's something that you'll never get credit for. Like other people will get your credit. You know, if you sacrifice a lot to make someone else look good, it's never like, wow, Damonte really enabled his team. It's just like, wow, can't believe these guys managed to carry this guy. Look at his
Let's get busy, yeah. Who's with me? All these lights and they oh so pretty. Just one night to live like kids. See, I'm on fire and it's my city.
What have you been up to lately?
I'm at Riot now as a technical QA analyst, tech operations side of the skins team.
That's cool.
Like,
So
if
no one can
was
blame
like
you for
going too
balance.
fast or projectiles just didn't look
So
like
you
bullets.
figure out how much everyone has to pay to win, like the paying
Yeah,
to winning ratio needs to be just right.
Actually, that's actually like a huge deal of the job of a QA. No, I'm serious. It's like because you don't want anything like that's pay to win, of course. Like that's like totally off limits.
Totally
But pay to lose is pay to.
not what we do here.
Yeah, it's actually not though. But pay to lose is actually it's better to lean on that side than pay to win, of course, because it's up to the player that wants to use it if they want to like be slightly pay to lose.
Got it.
But of course, being like right on the line is the best because we don't want any kind of disadvantage or advantage of using a skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like hooks not being as visible sometimes.
Exactly,
Certain
yeah.
skin.
What's the most pay to lose skin?
I don't think I'm allowed to say that. I'm pretty. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I actually know I'm not allowed to. So we'll just go on.
That's all we're getting for today.
Can you give us the most pay to win one? The opposite. Basically, we're trying to ask in different
I
ways to
can't.
get the
No,
information
We're not
out.
getting anything from before.
You almost got me.
I know.
What's going on with the Alfari tweet? You guys know what
All
happened?
right, I gotta know it. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
I
Will,
don't
you want
know
to explain it?
Yeah, so what happened was Alfari went from being one of the most successful top laners we've seen in North America for quite a while, first in almost every metric you can be, was probably runner-up for MVP of last split. Coming into summer, Alfari had one not-so-hot game on Lee Sin, and then next thing you know, he's benched. And there wasn't a whole lot of clarity from the outside, which, happens. I think you might know something about that, Tanner. I think I might know something about that. Yeah, and so anyway, in one of Jat's videos he made, he mentioned how it wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. It's something that they had been planning for weeks. And so Alfari made a really spicy tweet where he said, I was thinking about getting Chick-fil-A, but I decided I wanted some Chipotle. Like, this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment. It was something I'd been planning for weeks. And so it's kind of just directly throwing shade at Jat. And obviously he's unhappy that he was benched. So, and then afterwards he doubled down a little bit, saying, everyone's DMing me about professionalism, but if there's one thing that like I have undying passion for, it's fast food. So, something like that. It's like he's not directly saying it, but he is directly saying it. Some internet comments were even saying he's taking the Meteos route.
Yeah. What do you think? It was a banger tweet. Was it a Meteos level banger tweet?
So I don't think he was as direct as some of my tweets were. But at the same time, obviously, I understand it, right? Because obviously, you look bad if you speak badly about, former teammates, former organizations. If there's a player I played with in the past and we just had really different views of the game, obviously both of us are probably going to think the other person's not that good. But at the same time, you respect them, so you don't want to speak ill of them because, it's just differences of the game. I think that's all well and good. But there are also times where you just get done dirty. And I think in Alfari's case, he feels like he was done dirty because obviously there's always going to be the disconnect between what we see from the outside and what actually happens on the inside, which can be two totally different things. And so I definitely understand the frustration that comes with, getting blindsided because in Alfari's case from the outside, it definitely looks strange,
Yeah.
Such
good stats.
Yeah.
Like in my situation with 100 Thieves back in, I don't remember what year it was.
2018?
That was one of them.
A while back.
That was one of them. Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah, 2020, man. But part of what made me so upset about it was I was given zero notice by the team that they were unhappy with what I was doing. The only thing that I had been told is Meteos, you're the leader of this team. You need to try to help everyone lead by example, get everyone in gear. And so I'm okay, I'm going to try to take on more responsibility, and you're gone. And so it's not like there was a period where, they're giving me actionable things they want me to work on that I'm not doing. And so then they're okay, we're going to try out something else. As a player, it feels a lot like they're just playing one of those player manager games on their phone. And they're ooh, man, Meteos' fantasy points real low last week. Let's try out our academy player.
Turn that one. Let's get busy, yeah. Who's with me? All these lights and they so pretty. Just one night to live like kids. See, I'm on fire and it's my city.
We signed Boy Boy, which is huge. And before Voyboy joined FlyQuest, him and I actually talked for like so many hours. Like, first of all, him and I know each other since like back at IPL days when I used to host, so we have a history. But then before he joined, he's like, I want to join FlyQuest because it's an org that is actually doing something good and I want to be part of that. I'm like, great. What is important to you? We wanted to know like what is something that he can lead, so it's not just like Voyboy with FlyQuest on his logo and his stream and how everybody else does it. And mental health was something that was huge for him and for us as well. And COVID has been tough, at least for me personally and for a lot of us, not just, staying inside and gaining weight like I did, but also just like, it's just bulking. Tough. Yeah, bulking, exactly. But it was rough. And as someone who's dealt with just mental health issues, and same with Voyboy, we wanted to create something that was inclusive. So in 2020, I think FlyQuest, we did a great job of kicking everything off and trying to be the leaders and like planting trees and saving the seas and all of that. It was all things that we led by example. As you mentioned, because let's just say it, like the FlyQuest brand sucked before, and we had a lot of work to do. So we made MeQuest, where it's like literally weekly action plans where you can join in. You joined in, which is amazing.
I loved it. Yeah. Got me painting, running. I contacted my guidance counselor from high school, and he didn't get back to me, but it's all good. Mr. Pollard, I'm still here, man. Yeah. But yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, the effort's there, and we thought if other people share their stories, then other people will join in and create like a movement. So you have an accountability system with the community, and we all join, and we all update it, and we try to gamify it because we're gamers, so it's like little potions or little journeys you can take depending on what you do.
Yeah, love it. Yeah. So you talked a little bit about mental health.
Yeah.
And for me, that's something near and dear to my heart as someone who's dealt with depression and really works on it and have daily habits. I'm curious, Tanner, because you were talking about the anxiety that comes with making transitions and being in this limbo state. As a pro player, I imagine you have to manage your own psychology a lot. How do you go about doing so?
Shoot, I think this question is super broad, right? I think it's really important to like really sit down with yourself and just like take time to think about really like what we've been saying earlier, like what's important to yourself and really just the way that you want to approach things in your life in general. Because I think if you really go into things with good intentions, or you really take your time to think about what you want to do, then no matter the outcome or what happens, as long as you feel like your intentions and the way that you executed it is like, well, you should be proud and happy with what you did.
Yeah, that's awesome. So just clarity of purpose and meaning, basically.
Yeah. I think a big thing that I even learned this from the 100 Thieves mental health coach, Edward. He really pushes everyone to focus on your intention rather than outcome. And if you're always focusing on the outcome, then you're gonna really forget about what happened in the moments that led up to that.
Yeah, focusing on what's within your control. Not outside of it.
It's really important because like what you said with intention, like as part of MeQuest, like I said, we're not trying to hit these lofty goals. It's easy to say, right? It's like common sense, but it's really hard to practice.
Yeah.
And like I'm in my 30s and I just learned this because I'm a perfectionist and I know this and I'm such a tryhard.
Same.
And like what you said, like don't let the perfect plan. The perfect plan is the enemy of it.
Yeah. Great.
Of great. And
go.
like that's that mindset of what you said is like being intentional. So now I'm like, my commitment is I exercise and I'm doing this. My commitment is like I drink my water. I even have like brush teeth and floss on my list. I'm like exposing myself, but it's like really important because I have like my daily goals. But now it feels more like empowering, like what you said. It's like more positive, like because it's my choice. Like I get to decide and I'm doing it and it's something nice instead of this like punishment almost before of, man, I let myself get to here and I should be doing this because I should be better. I should be this. And it's kind of like a negative connotation with it. And now my perspective is much more positive. Like I'm more grateful for it and I'm proud of myself and things I couldn't celebrate before. Like that shift is so important. Like everything you guys said, I couldn't agree more. Like I'm on this like MeQuest journey, but it's really helped me as silly as it sounds.
Yeah, I really like what you said about framing things in a more positive way because it's really easy to get negative about stuff, thinking about what you're not doing. And I think it's something that's, helpful to anyone, just trying to give yourself some credit, try to not be so hard on yourself. I always like the analogy where, you shouldn't say things to yourself that you wouldn't say to your best friend.
Love that.
Like if someone's really down, you're not gonna just say the things you say to yourself. You're not gonna be like, wow, like you're worthless. You're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
You're never gonna go anywhere. Because it's just like, nobody says that. So why say it to yourself?
I agree. And at the risk of sounding cheesy, that's what loving yourself looks like, right? Like treating yourself like you're responsible for yourself, treating yourself like, hey, I want to have a good life, so I don't have to do anything. I get to do these things. And I'm the one who benefits, right? I'm the one who benefits when I exercise or meditate or journal or, eat healthy, all these things. So
Treat
I love
yourself,
to hear it.
right?
Yeah, treat yourself.
My mommy always says like, oh, be kind to yourself, or she always has said that to me all my life because she knows like how hardworking I am, and to the point where I even had like 3 bald spots on my head. I overworked before. Like I can laugh now, but you can imagine at that time it was very traumatic.
Probably wasn't as funny then.
I like instantly bald.
Hold on, I have to go get something. Hey guys, look what I found. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Meteos. We even got you with some ice right here, right? Oh, thank you. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
28, right?
18.
28?
28.
28.
28. Let's go.
Yeah.
I forget after 21. That's the only one that matters.
Give me a fat piece.
Get low and get on the Maybelline, make a girl laser dancing. Not on the pickup, not looking for no romancing. The kids in the hallway balling, we calling the spirits of the fallen angels. Hands to the sky, let them know that we know that they different, sharing everything given by God to the people, equal or not. Or side out like kids that get caught in the darkness.